Real quick, who do you know that's wealthy? Whoever you thought about in your head, I'm going to tell you one thing. I guarantee they're not nearly as wealthy as you think they are. Actually, in my book, they're not wealthy at all. Here's why. I think the idea of wealth is extremely confused. I think way too many people confuse material riches with wealth, and I don't think those are the same things. And I'm going to explain why. In my opinion, there are two things that actually make someone wealthy. What are those two things? The first thing, does this person live below their means? Is that person living below their means? The second thing, do they have control over their time? All right, so I want to start off with the first part about living below your means. What does it mean to actually live below your means? Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck. There's even a lot of people that make above six figures, at least according to some article I saw recently, that also live paycheck to paycheck. I think it was about 15 to 20% of people that make above six figures were living paycheck to paycheck. What that means is that they're spending more than they earn. And of course, the downside with that is overall, it's going to lead to stress, of course, but it's also going to lead to you making bad decisions. You're never really going to truly achieve abundance or truly flourish in life. So in my opinion, you're not really wealthy if you're not flourishing, if you're not living abundantly, if you're not in a state of excess rather than scarcity. So for that reason, you need to be living below your means in order to truly be considered wealthy. The second thing that I think people need in order to be considered wealthy is you need to have control over your time. And I think that is the thing that will eliminate basically all people from truly being considered wealthy. You might look at some guy who makes like 400K, 300K, 500K, whatever. He's in the top 1% of earners, he or she. And you might think to yourself, oh, that person's rich, that person's wealthy. And the truth is, sure, they might have a lot of money. And assuming they don't live above their means, do they have time? And do they have control over their time? And I think that's the biggest thing to really think about. That's the biggest thing to keep in mind. The most valuable thing, in my opinion, the most valuable item, tool, asset at your disposal is time. I made a book back in the day called Better Than Gold, and it was about the value of time and how most people don't truly understand that time is better than gold. And the reason why time is so valuable is because out of all the things on the planet Earth, out of all the things in existence, time is one of those things you can never get back once you lose it. For every second you waste, it's gone forever. Money's different. You can have money, you can spend money, you can get money back, you can lose it again. You can do that process infinitely. But at the end of the day, you'll always get money back if you try to get money. Time is very different. You can spend time on one thing and that's it. That time is gone forever. You'll never get it back. You can never go back in time. You can't get any younger. You're always getting older every second of every day. So with that being said, if you're in control of your time, that is a factor that you're truly wealthy. So when it comes to kind of understanding that framework, that model, whether or not someone's actually wealthy or if they're just rich or if they're neither, I look at it from two different perspectives. Imagine two people. One is Jerry. His name is Jerry. The other person's name is Sarah. Now, let's say Jerry, he makes about 300K. He makes a really good income. He is a director of some company. It doesn't matter what company it is. Let's just say it's Amazon. Let's just say it's Amazon. He's probably making a lot more at Amazon, but let's just say it's Amazon. But he spends about 400K every single year. So he's in debt. He's killing himself. He makes a lot of money, but he also spends more than he makes. So he's not in a good financial position. And let's say that Jerry also needs to work at least 5 days a week. Sometimes it's 6. And maybe occasionally when something big's happening, he works that 7th day. But let's just say on average, Jerry's working about 5 to 6 days a week. And his job's not remote, so he has to live in a very specific area. And it might not be the best area for him. Maybe he likes it, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? He didn't really pick it. The job picked it for him because he needs to work in that area in order to go to his job and make that money. In both areas, I say Jerry fails. Jerry does not have control of his time, and Jerry is not living below his means. Therefore, in my opinion, Jerry is not wealthy. Now, the issue is that a lot of people might see Jerry, and they might see Jerry driving his BMW or his nice fancy car. He might have maybe a Corvette. He looks like he's driving something luxury, something fancy. Jerry looks like a baller. He's got money. His friends know it. He knows it, but he's in debt. They don't know that part. But Jerry also doesn't have time. You know, he might work from Monday through Saturday, and Sunday might be his one day off. Does he like having Sunday as his day off? Does he like to go to the bars? Does he like to hang with his friends? Does he like certain events? If he can only take off Sunday, he might not be able to do those things. Maybe he wants to be more social. Can't really be that social only on a Sunday. It's doable, sure, but it's not easy. Maybe you can't hang out with certain people because they're busy. Maybe you can't experience certain things because it's not available. Maybe since you are always working, you don't really have time to do any fun stuff. You're always either catching up, and then maybe Sunday is that day to kind of relax. Maybe Jerry's just tired. He's been working hard for 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week. He's tired. He wants to relax, chill at home, watch some Netflix, watch some TV. Doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is that Jerry is not in control of his time, and Jerry is not living below his means. Therefore, Jerry is not wealthy. Now, let's take someone else, Sarah. Sarah makes about 35K a year. She's doing okay, about average, nothing special. But this is the thing that separates Jerry from Sarah. Sarah works a remote job. And while Sarah makes 35K a year, Sarah really, she's really good at what she does. She's a freelancer. She has some clients, consistent clients. Her income is very predictable. And she doesn't really spend a lot of money. She's chill. She's a cool girl. She comes home, she works from home. And she likes to watch some Netflix too. She likes to go out with her friends. She doesn't drink a lot. She doesn't party a lot. Doesn't go to a lot of events. She's super chill, doesn't spend a lot of money. I would say on average, she probably spends about 15, 20K a year. She found a place to live where it's very affordable, not very expensive at all. It's out in the middle of nowhere, just the way she likes it. So it's super cheap. And, she's been doing the work for a while. She knows exactly what she's doing. For maybe a novice or maybe for the average worker in her position, maybe it might take them about 4 days to get the work done, to get the average job, to get the average task done. But she's a pro. She knows exactly what to do. And if she really tries, if she cuts out all distractions, she can probably get the same job that takes them 4 days. She can get that done in like 1 to 2 days. So she's got a lot of time. So realistically speaking, she makes about 35K, but she only works like 2 to 4 days a week. Really, it could be 2 if she really wants to be 2, but more, most likely it's like 4 days a week. So she's got a lot of time. Who would you say is wealthier, Jerry or Sarah? Because Jerry has no time and Jerry is living above his means. So he's always paying off stuff. He's always in debt. He's always stressed out. He's not really in control of his life when it comes down to it. Sarah, on the other hand, she's got control of her life and she's got control of her time. And I think that is the thing that people just truly don't understand. We look around and we see the world and we look at people with the fancy cars and with the nice clothing, with the luxury lifestyles, or on Instagram posting their trips to Ibiza or Bali or Dubai, whatever. And we think that person must be wealthy. But the reality, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that the person that's truly wealthy is the person with the most freedom and the most control over their lives. And the person with the most freedom and the most control over their lives is the person with the most time that they have control of. So, in my opinion, whatever you think wealth is, throw it out. Unless wealth is the definition I just gave you, I think everything else is false. I think everything else is a trap. I think everything else is designed to put you into a consumer mindset, to put you into debt, and to put you in a position where you can never really thrive and you can never really prosper or flourish. I think the true way to be wealthy is to get back your time and ultimately get back your freedom. Hope this video made sense. Let me know what you think about it. Leave a comment and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Peace out.